Hey everyone, ODMAA here coming at you with some deck profiles for the One Piece card game. So these are the decks that I proxied and playtested with a couple times with Origami Fan. You can see a couple of our gameplays on these decks and what they do. The only deck I didn't get to playtest on the channel was Red Zoro, but Old Force Prodigy did playtest against me with it, and I basically know what it does. It's basically very similar to like Digimon Rookie Rush. But let's start with my favorite deck here, the blue-purple Crocodile deck. So this leader is very fun. I didn't realize how good he actually was until I actually played with him. I was like, this dude is very defensive and draws a lot. He basically combines the best parts of blue and purple of One Piece, which is pretty cool. So his effect is Dawn 1, so Dawn X1, so you have to have a Dawn underneath him. After you activate an event, you may draw one card, you have 4 less cards in your hand, and having drawn a card using this leader's effect during this turn. So it's pretty sweet. I very much enjoyed that. It's good because as you're playing cards, and then those cards let you draw more, you're just basically drawing a line, you can defend like really well. The only problem I had while playing this deck was finishing the game. At first, I was using the promo Kaido that isn't out yet, so I took him out and I put in a Mihawk instead. And I was like, Mihawk is way more accessible, the promo's not even out yet, and even when he's out, it'll be hard to get. But yeah, and you play a lot of blockers, and you draw. You just keep drawing, it's nice. And then, let's see, then we just move on to Law. So he's just a straight up easy 1-cost blocker, pretty basic card in the deck. That's what he does. It's pretty neat. If he's in your opening hand or your mulligan hand, it's nice. And then next is Miss All Sunday. I love this card. She's so good. Okay, this is how you. She's the one of your engine to recycling the event cards. So she's a blocker, but she's a 3-cost, and because on KO, if your leader is a Barrel Clockworks type, add 1 event from your trash to your hand, so you're able to recycle your trash. I mean, not your trash, recycle your event cards from your trash. That's a better way to say it. Yeah. Plus, well, 1,000 counter is pretty good. Because Law doesn't even have that. Law doesn't have a 1,000 counter. Plays a blocker. Damn, we got Elvita. Her effect is Dawn X1, so when attacking, you may trash 1 card from your hand, return 1 of your opponent's characters for cost of 3 or less to their hand. So this is kind of board control. You can use the events as like fodder sometimes, so you can recycle it using Miss All Sunday. It's pretty nice. Then we're playing UT. On play. Okay, when it says that, it's rested. Okay, it just took me a minute. On play, rest a Dawn, and then add 1 card from your Dawn deck and rest it. So she just helps get the Dawn Rampage going. So this deck has the Dawn Rampage of purple with the draw power of blue and blockers. So it's very defensive. It's very strong, like the ultimate shield. Like, I think it's very powerful, like defense-wise. But I think I added a couple things that might help. Like Mihawk will help with the offensive points, and I added the Kaido Rush guy. So I think those will help, especially when I playtest in real life, when I get the real cards. So I'll let you all know. But it has been playtested. I think it's very fun. And then we got Jack here. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, reveal 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and active. Yeah, this deck is basically like just get your Dawn going with the purple side. Then Mihawk. I love Mihawk as a character too, so being able to run him. I haven't actually got to try him in the build. I'm gonna try him when the game's out tomorrow. So, it'll be pretty dope. One Piece is so soon, it's so exciting. But yeah, Dawn X1, so you have to have a Dawn underneath him. When attacking, draw 2 cards, then trash 2 cards from your deck. From your hand. Oh my god. Draw 2 cards, then trash 2 cards from your hand. So it'll just let you draw faster when you swing with him. It's nice. So he's the offensive side of the deck. He should be better than Promo Kaido. I was having a problem with Promo Kaido because he's a 9-cost, and I realized 9-cost is very big with. He's a 9-cost with very little payoff. Is basically what I'm saying. Because all he does is like just get you a Dawn active. Like you can restand a Dawn. And I'm like, it's cool. I mean, he's also like a really big guy, but still. Was it working? X-Drake. On play, Dawn -1, so you have to return Dawn from the board to your Dawn deck, so anywhere on the board, even underneath people. So if you have Dawn under the characters, you can take those out too. Your opponent trashes one card from their hand. So this card's very good to make your opponent like lose cards in their hand. I don't think he ever came up when I was playing. Strange. Interesting. Anyways. Queen. Queen's so good. I think this is one of my favorite cards in the deck, actually. He's also used in Kaido. So, blocker. When your opponent attacks by resting this card, you can change the attack target to this card. On play, Dawn -1. Draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand. So, pretty nice. He's basically like, it's very good. I enjoy using him. He's a good blocker too. He's a 6K blocker. He's nice. Very powerful. He's very worth 5 costs. Very balanced card, actually. King. On play, Dawn -1. KO up to one of your opponent's characters will cost a 4 or less. So he's just a good like removal. He can remove stuff off the board for you. Then this is the card I haven't tried yet either. I added him in after I realized promo Kaido wasn't that good. So on play, Dawn -5. So you pay 9 and you put 5 back. And then you may KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 6 or less, then this character gains Rush. I'm pretty sure the ruling... we'll have to double check this, but I'm pretty sure you don't actually have to retire something or KO something to get the Rush. I'm pretty sure you can just get it. I'm pretty sure I read like the Den is very similar to the Digimon ruling, but I have to double check to be sure. Don't take my word on it until I know for sure. But I'm pretty sure you don't have to KO. You can just get Rush and win. Then we're on to events. I love the event of this. I think this card is very good. Ulti Mortar. Dawn -2, your leader or one of your characters gains plus 2,000 power for turn for the battle. Then draw 1 card. Then the trigger ability is add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and set it as active. It's a 1 cost to let you draw a card when you counter with it. Dawn -2 is not that bad. Then the trigger ability is not that bad either. You get a free Dawn. You can trigger it. I also like Blast Breath. I think Blast Breath is very strong too. Blast Breath lets you Dawn -1, and then for this battle, your leader or one of your character gets plus 4,000. I think it's a solid card, especially it's a 1 cost. Play a lot of cheap costs because you're playing a lot of high level stuff. So like you want to be able to like play these rather effectively, which I was doing. I was doing pretty good. I was like, this is a very fun deck. Overheat. Counter. Your leader or one of your characters gains plus 4,000 power during the battle, then return 1 active character with a cost 3 or less to the owner's hand. And then the trigger is return 1 character with a cost 4 or less to the hand. So for those who don't know, the trigger is it's like security if you're from Digimon. It's like when it gets flipped over, you trigger that from life/security. Neat. Then Love Beam. I love this card. I think it's my favorite event card in the game right now. I love the art on this. I would love to see like a foiled out version of this someday. Like, oh, it would look sweet. But anyways, Love Beam. Counter. Your leader or up to one of your characters gains plus 4,000 power during this battle, then draw 1 card of 3 or less cards. This combos very well with Crocodile too, because you get to draw off this if you have 3 or less, and then if you go up to 4, you trigger off Croc, and you go up to 5, you draw 2 cards. Nice. This combo is the best with him. You can combo off this too. I think you can. I think you can? It doesn't say your turn, all turns, whatever turns. I'll have to double check that. But yeah, I'll look into that. But I always did this effect during my turn, so I don't know. No, I know. It can't. It has to work that way because these are counters. All these are counters. They would have to work during the opponent's turn. Duh. All right. Anyways, that was like a brain fart for me. Sorry. But anyways, that's the purple crocodile deck. I had a blast playing this against Purple Kaido against Origami Fam in one of the videos. It was very cool. So I'm definitely gonna build this in real life. Yeah. It's great. Alright, let's move on to the next deck. The most famous deck. Red Zoro! So he's dominating the meta right now. Well, not dominating, I wouldn't say that. But he's very present. Zoro is very strong. So you don't use Luffy leader for this deck because it's still Straw Hats. It's just Zoro's the leader. Zoro's the leader because of this ability. His ability is very simple. So this deck is very simple. It's not that hard to use this deck. So his ability is Dawn X1, so you just have to have one Dawn underneath him, and then during your turn, all your characters gain 1000 power. So it's like he's sharing his Dawn with all of them, because that way you can save up your Dawn, don't actually have to put Dawn underneath to give him that plus 1000. It's like giving a Dawn to everybody. It's pretty neat. It's pretty simple. I dig it. So this deck is very aggro, rush, like you're just rushing him. And then we run Otama. On play, give one of your opponent's characters minus 2000 power during the turn, so it just weakens them in case you need to remove something. It's a very simple, like, she just weakens the board. Chopper's like the the Law from the blue deck. He's just a 1-cost blocker. Very simple, very useful. This Nami is very good. Her main ability is once per turn, give your leader, one of your characters, one rested Dawn cost, one Dawn card. So when you use the Dawn, basically, so when you use the Dawn to play her, you can use that same Dawn with her ability to put it underneath like her or somebody else with her ability. It's really nice. So basically, it just allows you to use your rested Dawn. And then we got 4 of the Nami Searcher. On play, look at top 5 cards of your deck, reveal 1 Straw Hat type card other than Nami and add to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom. Pretty good cost. She searches your stuff. I think everything's Straw Hat, so it's like you can grab anything basically. Usopp. Dawn X1. After your opponent activates an event, draw 1 card during your turn. So if they counter, basically you plus off their counter. Nice. It's very simple. This Luffy is very good. Monkey D. Luffy. Now he's a 2 cost. Dawn X2. This character can't be KO'd when battling strike characters. And then activate main once per turn. Give this character up to 2 of your rested Dawn cards. Give this character up to 2 of your rested Dawn cards, so he can basically buff himself up and get the ability right off the bat. It's a pretty good card. I enjoy this Luffy. I think he was the first SR revealed in the game too, so like it's pretty sweet. Because you can get your Dawn like pretty good. You can use the Dawn you use to summon him. It's nice. Nico Robin! Alright. Dawn X1, when attacking, KO one of your opponent's characters for 3000 power or less. It's pretty neat. So you swing with her and you KO a weakling. Yuta from the movie. I have not seen it yet. I have to see it soon. I'll probably just buy the movie, to be honest. But anyway, Yuta. He is from the first set, yeah, I just have to double check that. On play, return up to 1 red character other than Yuta that costs 3 or less from your trash to your hand. Well, it's pretty good. Yeah, she can recycle your stuff. And then we got 4 to Zoro. I think he's just a beater. Yeah, he gains rush, so he's just a beater. When you play him, he has rush. And then when you have the leader Zoro, he's 6000 by himself. And if you want to put it on, he's 7000. Then we got Brook. Give up to your opponent's characters minus 2000 power, so he does more. He helps weakens the board, so you can swing over things or blockers. So even if they block, the block dies. They got a big guy. This is my favorite Luffy, I think, because of the rush and the Dawn. Because your opponent can't activate blockers for this battle, so when you swing with them and you have 2 Dawn underneath, they can't block. He's actually a really good card. I love the art too. I think he's sick. I think he's sick looking. So that's all the characters. This deck is very aggro. It's just straight up aggro. Like, this deck will just stomp on you. Radical Beam, counter, plus 2000 to one of your characters or leaders during the battle. Then you have 2 or less life, an additional 2000. So when you're like low on life, like Luffy is most of the series, he gets really strong. And then Trigger is very good too because it gets 1000 power to one of your leader characters during the turn, the whole turn. So it's nice. I like Radical Beam. Pretty good. Then we got in 2 years. It's a search, I believe. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal 1 Straw Hat, and then return the rest to the bottom. So it's basically a Nami, but it's not. It's an event. Then when you trigger, you can use the main effect. So it's like you have 8 Nami, basically. It's nice. 1 Jumbie. Choose one of your leader or characters with the Straw Hat trait. Your opponent cannot activate blocker when that leader or character attacks. very good. This could win you the game, probably. And then trigger, KO, one of your opponent's characters will cost 3 or less with blocker. So it gets rid of a blocker. This deck is very anti-blocker. Like, I'm pretty sure it shits on blue. Round table. Give one of your opponent's characters minus 10,000 during this turn. It's a nice card. That way it just straight up weakens anything on the board. Jet Pistol. KO one of your opponent's characters to the power of 6,000 or less, and then the trigger is activate the main ability. So this deck just swing, 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 swing. You just say "Gomo, gomo." You just start swinging at them until you win. That's basically the deck. It's like Rookie Rush, equivalent to Digimon. Like that's the closest resemblance I got to it right now. Like it just straight up rushes. It's very strong. I very much dig this deck. I haven't playtested it much myself, but All Force Prodigy like pounced on me with this. When we first played One Piece for the first time, I was like, holy crap, that was nuts. But yeah, one more deck. The deck that everyone loves in purple is Kaido. Kaido is the Dawn Rampage deck with straight up high cost abilities that work really well, and you dawn it out so good. This deck is nuts. It's the best. It's the best purple deck straight up. I probably won't make it, but you know. But yeah, done. Kaido. Once per turn, Dawn -7. You can trash top card of your opponent's life. Most of the time, you don't use this ability. When you do use it, though, it's clutch. When you do use it, it's very clutch. Oh my god! Please don't use that. You have to time it right. Then we got 4 blockers for Black Maria. She's just blocker, straight up. That's why we run 4 of it. That's why we run 4 of this guy too. Hirozumi, he's just a blocker as well. 2 costs, you know, just straight up blocking. Who's Who? On play Dawn -1, KO up to one of your opponent's characters, cost 3 or less. It's nice, and then he has a good trigger because you can play it and then kill something. Sasaki. Dawn X1, when attacking, you may trash 1 card from your hand, add 1 card from your Dawn deck and rest it. So he just gets you Dawn by pitching a card. And we got Jack. You know what Jack does? You may discard 1 card from your hand, get your Dawn, so they just get your Dawn fast. Guilty. And then she got on play, Dawn -1. I think she's I don't think we run the page 1. I'm pretty sure we just use her for the counter. Pretty sure that's why she's in here. Because that plus 2,000 counter is pretty good. I'm pretty sure page 1's not in this deck. Yeah. Then X-Strike is pretty good because it makes your opponent ditch a card. You Dawn -1 it. And on play anyway. Yeah. X-Strike's pretty good. Then we got a different queen. On play Dawn -1. This character gains Rush. Then give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000. It's nice. Rush is very good. Then we got the same queen that I love for blocker, and then the draw 2 and trash 1 on play Dawn -1. I like this queen a lot. It's very good. We got king again. That it KO something with Dawn -1. We got the Kaido with the rush, and you may KO something. We're on this Kaido. He's a 10 cost. On play Dawn -6. If your leader is Animal Kingdom Pirate, KO all your characters other than this one. I mean, all the characters. So including you and your opponent. Then these 2 we already went over. The Yuto Marauder from the Crocodile deck. It's good. Just counter and you draw a card. This straight up gets you 4,000 power to 1 cost of cheap. Now this is the card you want like in your hand right away. The Onagi Kishima. I think I said that wrong. But anyways, activate main. You may rest this card. Add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck to your cost area and rest. So this card just ramps up your Dawn really quickly. So this deck basically just ramps up Dawn while you're playing these high cost things, and then you're hitting your opponent hard, like really hard, and really fast. And then you're stalling them as much as you possibly can, because this deck tends to break sometimes. Well, I mean, you break during the first turn most of the time because there's nothing you can really play if you go first. Like, literally nothing. I think you have to pass like 100% of the time. Yeah, because if you go first, there's nothing that costs 1 that you can play right away. So that's like one of the downsides to going first. You have to pass. But yeah, this deck's solid. Like, this is a tier 1 deck, I'm pretty sure. So is Zoro. I'm pretty sure this is a rogue deck. I haven't seen this deck do too good, but I haven't seen it do terrible either. I thought it was like kind of mid. I don't know. I enjoyed this deck though. I think this build is pretty solid. Like, they're all pretty solid. Like, but yeah, thank you all so much for watching my One Piece deck profiles. I'm really excited for the deck for the whole game to come out on Friday. December 2nd. I'm really hyped. Like, One Piece is real. We're gonna do this. We're gonna become pirates. Like, I'm ready. Well, all right. I'll see you all next time. Let's keep it real, Nakama. All right. See ya.